Sat Shri Akal. Very welcome. This is Hapi Dhindsa or Aj Da Live 21 Days to Happiness Da Live. We have a special guest. ਸ਼ੁਰੂਆਤ ਮੈਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਹਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੀ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਬਾਕੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਮੋਸਟਲੀ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਨੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਅਬਾਊਟ ਹੈਬਿਟਸ ਆਦਤਾਂ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਚੰਗੀਆਂ ਪਾਉਣੀਆਂ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਮਾੜੀਆਂ ਛੱਡਣੀਆਂ ਨੇ So, in today's live, we have a special guest, Carrie Brooks. She is a coach at Crunch Fitness. She is a coach who focuses on your body, mind, and spirit. Hello, Just Sandhu. Good to see you. Missed you last week. Where were you? You were missed in last week's live. So, in today's live, we have a special guest, Carrie Brooks. Carrie Brooks sanu dasange apni kitab de bare vich. She has written a book named Just Decide. And with the help of that book and with the help of her expertise, we are going to talk all about good habits, all about how to form good habits, how to let go bad habits. We are going to focus on making sure that if you're focused on yourself, if you are connected to yourself, then by now you should be motivated to start making a change in your life. And I think my guest is trying to join, and let's just figure out how to have her join. Okay, guest request, bring on camera, and I am bringing her on camera. Just bear with me. Still no results coming up. Let's just try again. Please bear with me. I'm just trying to make sure that our guest is able to join the live as well. Hi, Harinder. How are you? Good to see you as well. Start the live, and I should be able to join you in. So exciting, huh? So ਪਿਛਲੇ ਹਫਤੇ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਸੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੰਟਰਵਿਊਜ਼ ਸਾਂਝਾ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੋਤੀ ਸ਼ਰਮਾ ਹੋਣਾ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਹੋਸਟ ਨੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਸਿੰਗਰ ਨੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਐਕਟਰੈਸ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਇੰਟਰਵਿਊ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ ਔਰ ਇਸ ਇੰਟਰਵਿਊ ਦਾ ਪਰਪਸ ਸੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ 21 days to happiness ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਗਰੂਕ ਕਰਾਉਣਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਕਿ 21 days to happiness is there to help you and to help you have better habits, to help you have better life. Okay, let's try to add Carrie once again. Still no, we cannot do that yet. I'm not sure what is going on. Oh, I am adding Carrie Brooks in our today's live, and welcome to today's live. Hello.
All right, I'm here. Hello, Happy. How are you?
I'm good. It's so good to see your fresh face.
And you as well. I'm happy that we could figure that out. Takes a bit of trying. My son tried to sneak in and help a little bit, but you know, we got it, Happy.
Awesome. I'm just facing the window. Yeah, I'm taking advantage of the light right on my face.
Isn't that lovely?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
It's the sunshine today.
Yes. Fabulous.
Yes. We had a lot of rain yesterday.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Maybe not here. I don't know how much rain we had out here. We're a little west of Cambridge, but you know, good for the grass.
Yeah. So how's your morning going?
My morning is great. I have had a walk. I have made pesto for the first time. Working on a potato salad.
Amazing. Yeah. I have started making actually chickpea pancakes.
Oh, fabulous.
Yes, in the morning.
I would love those. I would love those.
Yes. I've started adding veggies in there like peas, potatoes, carrots.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, so they're completely loaded right in the morning and they're good until your lunchtime.
I bet.
Yes.
I'd be all over that.
Yeah, yeah. So one of the things when we talk about good habits, we got to make sure that one of the habits a lot of people have is not having breakfast. You know,
Correct.
people miss
Correct. Yeah.
breakfast a lot and they don't realize why don't they have energy or why do they keep on kind of slacking in the rest of the day as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's important to have something very wholesome and colorful
Absolutely.
at all of your
Carrie,
meals. But
before we
certainly,
start our today's conversation, I want you to talk about yourself. So our audience live and later on the recorded version, because this recording will be going on our page, in our group, on our YouTube, and Instagram. We try to keep the recordings everywhere. So please tell about yourself. And afterward, please, we want to talk about your book as well.
Thank you. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm Carrie Brooks. I've been in the industry for about 20 years, working in health and fitness as a personal trainer. I am a wife and a mom of adult children. And I worked exclusively in a gym scenario up until the pandemic, at which time I knew I needed something else, obviously, because gyms got closed. So I developed a virtual coaching business and launched that so I could better continue to serve my clientele. And I also used the opportunity to write my first book, which was something that I had, envisioned for quite some time. And it was a really cathartic experience. It was fabulous to kind of summarize little bits of my knowledge and put together this kind of guidebook to help people to improve their wellness in body, mind, and spirit. The book is titled Just Decide. It is inspired by a comment and a lesson that my mom taught me. The title actually came from my son because he referred to me using it all the time, using that just decide, comment. So that's where the title came from. And I was excited to have it published this spring.
That is amazing. That's really, really good. Reason being, when the people who are around us and when they talk about something, when they write something, and when we read all that, it leaves bigger impact because I know Oprah's books sell. Oprah is really hit, but the thing is, she's Oprah. She is kind of really the high place, and
absolutely,
she has a lot of help. She has a lot of people who can do stuff for her.
She has notoriety.
Exactly.
She's already out there. She's well known.
Absolutely, so, absolutely. And when somebody like you, me, like you, who is already living it, and when you are writing about it, you're talking about it, and you're living that as well, that leaves even bigger impact on people because you're living what you're talking as well.
Yep.
And it's easier to see you. That's easier to see you as well because you are among us. We can see you the way you are.
That's my goal. That's
yes.
what I strive for.
Yeah, absolutely. And from day one, this is one of the best things I love, that looking at you, the freshness, the honesty I get from you. I am really kind of happy to see that. And that kind of makes the day even better.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel the same. I'm so thrilled that we finally connected and have some conversation. And I'm really looking forward to what else you have in store for the future.
Thank you. Thank you. So in today's live, we are, our focus is on quitting bad habits. And our focus is on having new habits, how to start new habits, because in 21 Days to Happiness, we focus on having good habits, like one habit at a time, change them, go through your routine, whatever kind of stands up, you don't like it, start tweaking it, start making the change in it.
That's right.
Yeah. So this is how for each week we speak about a certain topic and we discuss that, we work on that, how to improve it. And the goal is that after today's live, even if just one person decides to make a change in their life, I think today's live will be successful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So in Just Decide, what is Just Decide, your book?
So Just Decide, quite simply, that statement, that title, indicates that the first part of habit change or having a new agreement is your decision to do so. Now you have to back that with the belief, you have to overcome some limiting beliefs. You have to be very focused on who you are authentically. So what your core values are and being sure that your decisions are true to you, and then make a plan to implement these habits. And as you know, the way that habits are created is through repetition.
Absolutely.
Just keep
Repetition.
doing it until it sticks, right?
Yes, absolutely. And this week when you had the live, this was one of the things I really liked, because you talk about the keep on repeating, because we are repeating not to be perfect, but be better.
Absolutely. Exactly.
Yeah.
Perfection is, I don't even want to know the definition to that. That's ridiculous.
Exactly. And I guess perfection comes in when we have a lot of trauma sitting in us.
Yes. Well, because
That's the
we grow
urge
from that,
to,
right?
yeah, that's the urge to please people. That's the
That's
reason we
right.
want to be perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I agree. Yeah.
I
And
suffered
it's an
that kind of.
unrealistic. Yes, I understand. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so hence the habits. And yes, just decide to make the change, just decide to start with one thing at a time, to start.
Absolutely.
Yeah, whether
And
it
as
is,
it becomes easier, then add another.
yes,
When it's easier,
yes,
then
yes,
you can
that
continue
is
to
the
build
whole
on it, much
point.
like you speak about in your.
Yes. So instead of
That's
just
right.
having that one circle is done and then we keep on going, it's much better just gradually keep on moving forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Small steps.
Yes.
Doesn't need to be overwhelming or mind blowing. Just do a little something different.
So how do you find like in your book, I would say when you're talking about habits and when you see the clients when you're working with them, whether it's one-on-one, what's the difference you see working on the body and working on just the mind part, or is it connected?
Absolutely, they're connected. I feel that your body is responsible for your action. Your mind is where your thoughts are either created or stored. They were created by you or by others, and they are stored in your mind. And those thoughts dictate your feelings, which drive your action. So without having the appropriate thought to edit your feelings or improve your feelings, your body won't follow through on the action. It's all so reciprocal. And what I find when dealing with clients is that when they're having a roadblock or a hiccup or a complaint about the body, it's not necessarily the body that is, for lack of a better term, failing them. There's something in their thoughts or their feelings that are not driving or kind of inspiring that action. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And self-doubt, as we all know, that's just a big one. It's a bit of a
True.
demon, and we need that reminder. There's a lot of I can't, or I haven't, or I just know this isn't working, and those types of statements just block your success and your happiness.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that being a fitness coach, you are focused on the habit parts, because a couple of years ago when I started working on myself. Working on myself came up as a vegan. I knew my diet is good. I started working out regularly. I had a routine. I was drinking loads of water. I was reading happy thoughts. I was reading good books. I was reading Heal Your PTSD. Still, nothing was being healed. And I did not realize that just kind of shaping what we have.
It's not just this.
Yes, exactly. Just coming to a certain weight or coming to a certain inches is not the goal that there is, until we heal what's in there, what's happening there, and what is making you get to that point.
That's right. The root cause, right? You don't want to treat just the symptom. You want to treat the root cause.
Yes, exactly. And that's how I actually got into kind of getting more into healing completely from head to toe, where your mind, your body, each and everything is healed.
It's so important.
Yes. And that's how the habits come in. And remember, yesterday we were talking about unbecoming.
Yes, I love that.
Yes. I actually, a few years ago, I kind of come across this thought that life is not about becoming who you want to become, but it is actually unbecoming what is not needed.
What's not serving you. Absolutely.
Yes. And since then, I think for some time that thought just stayed in the mind. But now when I started working on the habits and everything, then realized unbecoming, this is the unbecoming part, because our habits, they make us.
Absolutely. And they're formed so young,
Yes,
often, or
yes,
throughout our lives, just sort of by accident, not
yes.
through our choice, but through the direction or the choice of others.
Uh-huh. And something tells me that your next book is unbecoming. That's gonna be the
Something
name.
like that. Yeah, I'm still working on that. It's going to be something. Yeah. I want to absolutely develop what I started, right? Get a little
Yes,
deeper.
yes, yes. So how, what have you felt, what helps to unbecome, how to let go those bad habits? What's the process you felt that's good?
So I find that as opposed to eliminating or simply eliminating a thought or a feeling, it needs to be replaced. So you can't
Yes,
just knock something out without put something in its place.
yes.
So I find I do a lot of kind of internal chanting. It's
Uh-huh.
typical for me, and
Mhm.
reminders, because I need the reminders as well when I'm not getting them externally, or when I am getting them externally, I want them
Mhm.
from myself as well.
Mhm.
And it's replacing a limiting belief with a
Mhm.
positive, just a positive feeling. And if something is upsetting for you, a physical, not physical, whatever it is,
Mhm.
changing it to positive, or getting to even hope on the
Mhm.
positive scale,
Mhm.
that's a happy emotion. And
Mhm.
that happy emotion, whether you know exactly how you're going to achieve it or not, that happy
Mhm.
emotion can
Mhm.
help drive you and um, prepare you for the ideas. I don't find that I need the ideas exactly how to correct a situation,
Mhm.
as long as I'm excited about and hopeful about the possibilities coming to me,
Mhm.
right? And just
Yes,
being aware of, I know I'm going to solve this. I know there's
yes,
a solution out there. I don't
yeah,
have it right now, but it's going to come to me, and then I will
yes,
implement that.
yes, yes. The power of sitting quietly, listening to your inner
Mm-hmm.
thoughts.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
I call it
That is,
swimming with my thoughts. I need to think on things for a bit of time before.
I like that. I
Mm-hmm.
like that. I like that. I mostly just call it introspection. That's just an easy word.
That's very educated. You're using $1 million word there, Happy. But it's a
Yeah,
good one.
thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
But yeah, this is exactly how I feel that as well, that when we need to start new habits, to
Mhm.
start new habit, I mean, to leave a bad habit, we need to start a new habit to replace that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And if we look at that in life right now, all those fires which are ravaging our planet, why is it ravaging? Because it's just taking it away. Nothing is being replaced right now. And that's the
Correct.
reason we're all just kind of shook.
That's right. It's
And
devastating just to see
yeah,
loss without
absolutely.
replacement, right? Mhm.
Yeah. And this is what happens when we go through kind of bad stuff in life. We go through
Mhm.
trauma, we go through kind of heartbreaks.
Or
This is exactly
stresses,
what happens.
even
Everything
just,
just,
yeah.
you know, sometimes we just kind of break just a bit. Sometimes we just completely kind of be in pieces.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But at that point of time, even if we're in pieces, we just need to remember it's one seed, it's one thought.
That's right.
It's one thing we have to start with. And
Mhm.
yes,
I
when
love the
we change
seed
our
analogy.
habits, yes,
Mhm.
yeah, one of our live
That
audience,
plants a
she
seed.
had said that when we change our habits, do they help us or hinder us from reaching our goals?
Oh,
They
help
help
us.
us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
where, your thoughts about habit changing, and habit
Mhm.
changing is a portion of my discussion, my book, my teaching, is
Mhm.
that it's the actions or the habits that get you to your goals. So how
Yes.
do we change our habits? It comes from our mind and our spirit as well. And that leads to our actions. And that's how we reach our goals. Wishing
Yes.
for something is not enough. That's fine.
Yes.
Have a wish list by all means, but then get concrete about it.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
And do
Have,
something.
yeah, have a plan, have a goal plan.
Absolutely.
How exactly are you going to work on that? And even if you're just letting yourself be, you
Hmm.
being present,
That's right.
you know, because
Yeah.
personally, I had that issue. I had this issue where I wasn't present in today, and that's the reason I was going through whatever I was going through.
Yeah. It's
And then I
important.
realized that it is so simple that we just lose ourselves within a second, and our thoughts are just everywhere after that.
Scattered. Yeah.
Yes, scattered thoughts. I'm glad. I really like it that our words, where somewhere you have bigger words and I give you one small, and when I have scattered words, you just
There's an
yes,
understanding. It's nice.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. I like that. It's a nice teamwork. It's a nice teamwork.
Agree.
Yes.
I agree. Yeah.
Yes, and one of our in the audience, he has said that from where we pick our habits. Okay, so from where we pick our habits, there's a question for you, because he said that he has seen all different, even from parents, siblings, and friends.
Say that one more time.
Where do we pick our habits? This is the question.
So it depends on what you're seeking, what you want to change. So what you want to change, if I just use a fitness analogy, if there's a health and fitness goal and somebody wants to minimize their waistline, I like to use that in lieu of just a number game on the scale, which often it correlates. But if you're interested in, it is, yeah, it's just a more physical reading.
Yes.
So if you're wanting to minimize your waistline, then you need to think about the habits or the steps or actions that will help you to get to that goal, and list them out. And don't be stingy. Just create a lot of habits. You understand that sitting on the couch and eating chips for dinner is not going to work on that goal. So choose the goals that are going to help you and start performing them. And seek help and direction if that's what you need. But if you know, a lot of us do, that potato chips for dinner are not going to decrease your waistline, then
that's true. And they cannot just keep on saying, oh, I have a habit of vision board. I have made my vision board. My vision board shows me.
Now do it.
Yes.
Great.
Yes. Just decide.
That puts it in your mind, and that's great. But yes, you got to decide, and then you got to do it. There has to be action.
Yeah.
That whole dreams coming true thing is not. That dreams come true when you turn them into. What did you post the other day?
Actions.
Yeah, I loved that. Work for them. They can come true.
Absolutely. Even if it's one step at a time you take, you need to take a step towards it.
That's right.
Yeah, because nobody else will come and do anything for you.
And it's not really worthwhile if they do anyway.
Absolutely. And me, I was grown up watching Bollywood movies. And in Bollywood movies, what happens is, especially the girl doesn't have to do anything. The guy will do everything. Father will do everything. But the girl is just there to be pretty and just, that's it.
Yeah.
So when you have that kind of stuff that has conditioned you, you need to realize that no, you need to be your own hero. There's nobody else who's going to come and rescue you from anything.
There's a power in that thought, right? That really builds your confidence.
Yes.
Builds your power.
Yes. And actually, the habits, when we start working on our habits, that gives a lot of courage in you, because one thing at a time, you're able to accomplish.
That's right. Much like the live videos that we discussed yesterday. Excuse me while I reach for my water.
Yeah.
The live videos that we discussed yesterday that were at one point a giant fear for me. I don't know why. And now it's simple. And I just like to be in the presence of others, and it's what I do.
Yeah, and it's very interactive. And the best part is your thought is going across.
Absolutely.
Just the way you want to say it, not a scripted way, not any other kind of way which you will feel this is not me.
Correct.
Because when you are you, no matter where you are, that is when you make the difference.
That's right.
There's
a real comfort in that.
Yeah. And we don't realize that we don't know for whom you will be that one person, the role model, where they know that, you know what, she gives me power.
That's right.
And
but we do it because we hope, we want to connect, and we want to be that inspiration to help someone.
Absolutely. And when that person is a genuine person, that actually helps you have faith in everything as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's It's really, really, I would say deep, because once you have gone through a lot of narcissistic abuse, you see a lot of people, they're very hypocrite. Their real faces get so ugly that it is a real, genuine pleasure to find and meet people the way they are.
Yeah,
Without anything else, without no hidden agendas.
That's right.
You know, and for some time it's hard to even believe that, wow, such people exist, that I exist.
Until you start surrounding yourself with those type of people
Yes.
regularly, and then you expect nothing less.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes. And yes, our regular Sandeep Puni, she is here. She has commented that if we drive somewhere, we don't know the direction. But if we have to on the same road and same direction, fear will not be there.
True.
Yeah. So once you know where you're heading towards,
or how to solve a roadblock.
Yes. Yes. Once your vision is clear.
That's right. If you know you're going somewhere, and we see these to use the road signs, they're happening out there in construction season right now all the time. Doesn't mean you're not going there. You just find a new way.
Yes, yes, yes. And yes, she said that work on your fear, weakness, and work your way up. Yes, that is very true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And if you remember, like, we have GPS today, and all the cars have GPS and everything. There was Simon Garmin and TomToms came. But before that, every time we went anywhere, we had to get the maps from the gas stations.
Oh, yeah. And write the directions out.
The direction over there, that, oh, that's where I'll be heading towards. That's where I'm going to go.
That's right.
And
they didn't have road closed signs. That was absolutely, yeah. Because you showed up and went, hey, this road is closed. Uh-oh.
Yes, now where to go.
Get out the map.
And I remember when I was little, I think, my dad, I think he told me that over here, because we drive on left-hand side, in India, it's right-hand side.
No, we're
and
the
I think if you keep on turning, and over here, if you keep on turning left, we'll be at the same spot.
Correct.
And over there, I think it's if you keep on turning right, you'll end up at the same place if you're lost or something.
Well, I mean, either way, if you keep on in one direction, it's going to put you back to where you were. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's basically having the feeling of control, because we're not into controlling anything, but controlling our mind. You know, when we control our mind, we don't have fear.
And that's where Just Decide came from. So the backstory to that, if I can digress for a moment.
Oh, absolutely.
Just Decide came from the fact that all that we have control over is our thoughts and feelings. And where this statement came from, and it was something that my mom said to me regularly, and this is part of my book where I shared this, that my mom passed about 12 years ago. And our last conversation was her explaining Just Decide to me. When I asked her, how are you? And she said, I'm fabulous. And I said, Mom, you're terminally ill, you're dying with lung cancer. Well, I'm just fabulous. And she asked me, how are you? And I said, I'm okay. And she wanted me to be great, but I didn't have it.
Yes.
I just wasn't there.
From her perspective, she feels that you have life and you should be great.
That's right. And she wanted to leave that with me. And this was 2 days before she passed. This was our last conversation in the hospice. And when I said to her, I think you're lying. How can you be fabulous? She said, just decide. That's all you have control over, is what you're thinking and feeling.
Making the decision.
Exactly. So it's powerful. I mean, and that's why it stuck with me. Of course, that's why it's
absolutely
so poignant in my life. But
I guess that's your mom's legacy.
That is her legacy. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I am so glad that I get to know this. Yeah. It's really good to hear.
I like to share it, and I think she would like it as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wherever she is, she's smiling at you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sure.
Yes. Yeah. So we have a question: how to control mind, and who will control mind?
Our minds?
Yes.
Only we can control our minds. It's not easy. It is simple. We have absolute power over what our thoughts and feelings are. And doing this through repetition, somebody says something to upset you, you choose how you respond to it. Now, we have gut reactions, and they're not always exactly how we mean to respond or how we want to respond or how we want to feel, and we can correct that. And it does take time. I'm not perfect. I will overreact. I will get angry about things. And then I will find a way to calm myself and self-soothe and talk it out with whoever I'm having the discussion with, or just kind of solve the problem in my mind and come up with a solution and change the thought process. It all comes from us. No one else has that power unless we give it to them. If you say
how to control mind, then I'll just sit with it.
And find your solution.
Yeah. Sitting with it.
Sit and find that solution, that hope, that anything positive.
Yes, because the answers will come. Like it is, I think it's a Zen or Buddhist thought that when Lord Buddha has said that when the water is boiling, we are not able to see our reflection. But when the water is still, that's when we can see our reflection in it.
Oh, I love that. That's great.
Yeah. So when our mind is very kind of upheaval, when it is too kind of shaky, it's just like boiling water.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So boiling water, we cannot think anything. We cannot see where we're gonna get to.
And we also can't stop the boil instantly.
Yeah.
So it needs to be a gradual process. We need to, just turn the heat off and let it calm.
That's true. That's true. And knowing that part, that there's a heat going on, realizing that, I think that is the first step to control the mind.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And have patience, right? Have the patience.
Yes.
It's so important.
Yes. Patience and knowing what is happening, knowing your surroundings.
That's right. Very important.
Yes. Yeah. We got an aha moment.
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
We did.
Yes, most of the quotes I have, they are
online.
Pardon me?
Are Buddha? Sorry, you were saying. I want to hear what you were saying.
Oh, I was saying that most of the aha moments are like most of the quotes I have, they're all those aha moments when we're talking and they just come up and it's like, oh wow, that thought needs to go to somebody else as well. They need to know and read and kind of think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I love them.
Yes, we have another question. I would say it's more metaphysical question as well. But since we are body, mind, and spirit, it is who are we firstly? Are we body or are we mind?
So yeah, and that you're right, that really gets into metaphysical. And I think that
I would say we are just the energy.
Physically, we are, absolutely. We're energy. And a thought is energy, a feeling is energy. The actions that our body create are energy. I think they all work together. I know that physically we come into creation in a physical way.
Yes.
But I don't know how to separate the components of us.
Yes. Yeah, body and mind go together. Body and mind together create that energy or keep the energy bright.
They keep it. Absolutely.
Yeah. So we got that energy.
And I would say bright would be like a spirit thing because that's a feeling.
Yes.
We do, absolutely.
Yes. Yes. Yep, we got another.
I think that there's different drivers in the driver's seat here and there, whether it be our body that's in control for a period or our mind or our feelings, but sometimes they work all together.
And that's the reason having a healthy body, mind, and spirit, all of them are important.
Absolutely.
Because when one thing is either hurt or something is going on with that, that's going to take the back seat. And the next thing has to come and start driving that.
You have your own backup. You are your own backup. You've got all the tools available.
Yes.
And one party is going to take over and get through.
Yes. And that's the reason when the body is ahead, then we are good into regular routine materialistic stuff.
Yep.
When the mind goes ahead, we become successful in different areas of life. And when spirit comes ahead, I guess we just, we are one with
limitless.
Yes.
Absolutely. With the universe. Yeah.
Yes. Wow. I did not realize that just talking about habits will be such a deep conversation today.
Yeah, we like deep talk, it seems. So we're naturally flowing into that.
Yeah, yeah. Like, look at you have your coaching, and your coaching goes with body, mind, and spirit. You know, and I was looking at that when I was writing what exactly is 21 Days to Happiness. This is exactly I was focusing as well because personally I noticed that working on the body is not enough. My focus was mostly on the mind at one point of time, that mind needs to be healthy, but then realized that mind and body, they go hand in hand.
Absolutely.
And that's when we get the spirit involved in it as well, and then we get healthy all over our life and everywhere.
Yeah. You're very right.
Yeah.
They have to be together. And I think a lot of us start with just the body. That's how, certainly in my career, I started. I focused on the body.
That's the
only
first
because
thing.
I didn't recognize that I changed my body as a result of making a decision, because I didn't like how I felt. So I just overlooked those components and thought, I changed my body because I performed these actions. Well, I performed the actions because I decided to do so, because I felt like I needed a change. I felt unhappy as I was. So they were always there. I just wasn't as aware of them.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes. And we just got a comment that to control your mind, only we can control that. And no one has that power. If someone is saving, oh, we lost that comment. Oh, if that was the last one. So body and mind remain, no one has that power. If someone is saying something, just walk away. If you say something that words don't come back, so basically controlling your thoughts. So controlling your thoughts, sitting with your thoughts is something, instead of reacting right away.
Right. Easier said than done sometimes, but yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Practice improves you, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. And once again, swimming with the thoughts, knowing yourself, knowing what exactly you're doing. A lot of times, I don't know, maybe because I love to drive, you know, I can literally, like, people hate driving outside, and oh my God, I can literally grab the car and I'll just be out there, you know.
Not me.
And because of that, most of my analogies, they come with driving, you know.
I do like the driving analogy. It's the plan, the roadmap. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, 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 and that's why it's just I feel, or maybe it's a need to control something in your life. Maybe at one point of time I wasn't able to control my mind, and that was the one thing I was controlling. Maybe my vehicle.
There's a comfort there.
Yeah, yeah, that could be a thing. Absolutely, but the whole point is controlling the mind.
Yep.
Yes.
There's a very close relationship. One of the teachers that I quite enjoy is Bob Proctor and Napoleon Hill, and they speak about your conscious mind and your subconscious mind.
Yes.
And I refer to those as I kind of awakened when another mentor showed me this work. And so your mind, your thoughts, and your subconscious mind was your underlying feelings.
Yes.
That came as a result of your thoughts, and your body is the action. And so I kind of went with that and did some learning through the Proctor Gallagher Institute, as well as some other mentors and coaches. And mine is a spin on that. And I absolutely feel that the three are completely tied together, because, there's a lot of talk about mind and thought out there,
Yes.
But what makes us do things and what drives our choices is our feelings.
Yes.
Now, when we go get a haircut, it's because we feel like we want to look prettier. When we do something to improve our fitness level, we want to shrink our waistline. We go and do it because
Achieve something.
we don't feel comfortable. We want that. It's the feelings that drive it. We do things. We're emotional beings. That's what separates us from other species.
I'm so glad that you started talking about conscious and subconscious mind, because that is something, even when I have my one-on-one sessions, this is something we focus on, because all our childhood, all the thoughts that we do not let them come out, they all just sit right here in our subconscious mind.
They're there. That's right. Absolutely. And they guide us or limit us.
Yes, and they're the ones who are literally pointing, whether it is to soldier to kill that wire, or it's to kind of give it energy and enhance it to go up. It's like the motherboard has the whole power sitting right here.
Absolutely. But we can change it.
Yes.
Either through the most common ways, or the dominant ways that I recognize, are through a poignant life experience, something powerful, like the trauma that you speak of, the loss of my mother, or repetitious action.
Yes.
Making the effort and using repetitious action to change as a result of a believed decision.
Yes. Yes. We need to repeat. We need to tell ourselves, what are we looking for? What are we doing? We cannot just keep on wandering in life. We get to that point first. We have to get to our pasture first, where we can wander now.
Yep.
We can't just wander on the
until we need to go again. No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We need to figure out our way. We need to know where we're heading towards. That is very, very important.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So basically, whether we start with deciding a habit, like say waking up in the morning, that is more of, I would say, habit with a strong mind.
Yeah.
But if I look at, exactly. Because I was about to say, if I talk about starting workout, that's once again strong mind as well, because body gets to do the workout afterwards. It's the mind first which decides to start doing it.
That's right. All comes from your mind. Yeah. That waking up in the morning you spoke about, your habit is to push the covers up before getting out of bed. Well, you learned that.
Yes.
And that was a habit. That seems like a simple thing to you, but it's what you do. We walk and we talk as a result of a habit. We brush our teeth and wash our hands after we use the bathroom, because we've created these habits.
Yes.
And an exercise program or healthy meal or meals is just like that. Anything can be that, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is very true. Reason being, personally, I don't have a habit to hit snooze.
Oh, cool.
But I know a lot of people do that. Once in a blue moon, if I'm ever doing that, for me, that's like, oh, wow, I did that. But that is not a need that I would say. For me, it's like, literally, I wake up, whether I wake up with alarm or without the alarm, it's about the same time. And it's just the next thing is you take the sheets off and you're out of there.
That's right. Everybody has their different habits to start their day. Like we spoke about breakfast. We spoke about you're a morning shower person or an evening shower person. It just, you get out of bed and you go and do that thing that you always go and do. Maybe it's that bathroom break after your long night's sleep.
Yes.
Maybe it's brushing your teeth or getting your breakfast into your toot sweet. Who knows? But it's as a result of a habit. All of it.
Yes. It's very, very true. Yes. And all we need to do is just start working on our habits, one habit at a time.
Absolutely.
As long as we decide, as long as I'm just getting this comment that if our mind or brain is trained. Okay, so if I'm not able to read a lot of comments, but we are getting our comments, and they are about achieving habits, about controlling ourselves, our body and mind, or even patience. Yes, we will be able to
which is an emotion.
Yes, emotions. Emotions drive us.
Absolutely.
You know?
There are fuel. I consider them fuel. Because if we do
Yes.
something, we're doing it because we're passionate. Whether
Yes.
it's a good or a bad response, or positive or negative, if somebody does something to frighten you, you respond with fear,
Yes.
right? If somebody
Yes.
does something that just kind of fills your heart, then you respond with a smile or a
Yes.
tear, but a happy tear. It's just,
Yes.
they drive everything that we do. Our response comes from our emotions.
And very interestingly, whatever emotion you have felt at one point of time, you don't even realize that the next time that emotion comes or that kind of behavior comes, you react from that memory of the first your reaction.
Yeah.
A lot of times we don't react to what is happening in front of us, but what has happened in past. That
So
is,
it's
I
our
think, a bad habit.
habitual reaction.
Yes. Yes. I need to change my habitual
Yeah.
reactions. Good to have this word.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah, I hear you.
it's been about 3 years I am out of my abusive marriage, but still a lot of reactions are still coming with me.
I believe it. It was a long time,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
So it's
And
going to take
it's
time to
like
undo. Mm-hmm.
about a year and a half it's been that I am actually working with a trauma specialist as well to kind of process all those emotions as well. So they are kind of processed and gone, let
For
go.
you. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yes, but I'll remember this word now, habitual reaction. So next time if I'm trying to do that, it's like habitual reaction. No.
Yeah. Let me come up with my own now. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely. Absolutely. We all have things we need to improve because we are working kind of progress.
Always.
You know?
Always
Yes,
moving forward. That's it. Yep.
yes. And another thing, the 7 things which actually make us angry. That's another thing we need to focus on.
To avoid, you mean? Or
Uh,
okay.
to figure out.
Mm-hmm. Well, to understand why, perhaps.
That is because usually where we get angry is where we have not let ourselves express, or we have let anybody else take the charge, or I would say where we have left our boundaries.
Left. And often anger comes as a result of another emotion that we just don't recognize. It's a secondary emotion. So anger comes
Mhm.
as a result of fear
Mhm.
or hurt, or it's not the primary response. It comes because there's a fear. So if you can get to what the root emotion is and
Mhm.
address that,
Mhm.
then that can help to alleviate, again, not a fast process, but gets easier with time when you recognize, oh, I'm angry. Why am I angry? Well,
Mhm.
because this scared me, or this happened and that
Mhm.
upset me, and that created
Mhm.
an anger or
Mhm.
that level
Yes.
of response, right? Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. I think when we break down it like that, it
Mm-hmm.
helps us understand it better and easier.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
That was a little insight from my daughter.
That's actually really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's
Because so
pretty
far I
spiritual.
was looking at anger as the reaction, not as a secondary reaction.
Mm-hmm. And it never occurred to me. And I think she learned that in class somewhere or read that somewhere because she's fairly enlightened. Um, and it never
She's your
occurred to me
daughter.
before that anger was a secondary relation. Yeah, yeah. Apple doesn't fall far, right? It just keeps going and
Hmm.
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is interesting.
yeah, I like it a lot. I try to
Yes.
think on that and recognize what is it that's making me angry and where did this come from
Hmm.
and how can I
Hmm.
solve that emotion so that I
Hmm.
don't feel angry.
So, what are the things that hold people back in deciding?
Fear is a big one.
Fear of.
Fear of typically failure,
Okay.
right? And depending on what it is they're looking for, because failure, I mean, here's another quote, some of the big minds of the past. If you think you can, you can. And if you think you
Uh-huh.
can't, you're right. Henry Ford.
That's true. That's true.
Edison created the light bulb. I think I read that it took him about 10,000 tries. He had to fail
He
10,000
bought
times
it.
and then he did it. He
He bought
bought
the
it.
patent. Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, he bought the patent. Our two Canadian guys, they invented the light bulb. He just,
Really?
yes, Canadian. It's a
Purchased it.
Canadian thing.
Well, that's good to
Yes,
know.
yes,
But anything that you do,
yes.
there
You got to keep on
there's a
working on it.
sequence of failure
Yes,
or errors that are going to
yes,
happen. It's not, success is not like this. When you speak to people
absolutely.
that are depending on how you classify the term success, but if you see them as monstrously successful, they
Yes,
didn't
but
happen
they have
instantly.
certain actions they're repeating, and we haven't seen those actions because they happened behind the curtains. We're just seeing their final
That's
presentation.
right. So we didn't see, that's right. We didn't see the failures that got
Yeah,
them there, and all the
yes,
failures that we learned from, because they
yes,
teach us. They teach us
yes,
what doesn't work.
exactly. And you know what? This is one of the good things
Mm-hmm.
as well. Instead of just looking at how somebody's successful, I think if somebody's talking about what they've gone through to be successful, that is one of the good things as well.
Mm-hmm.
If you need to have
Powerful.
that strength in you.
Mm-hmm.
You
Napoleon
know?
Hill, Think and Grow Rich, is a very powerful book,
Mm-hmm.
and it speaks
Okay,
about that. Mm-hmm.
alrighty. That'll be something I'll read afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is a very kind of very interesting, very deep topic.
Well, and you think about the successes that you and I enjoy, in
Uh-huh.
that we are able to help
Uh-huh.
others, which is,
Yes.
we share that in common, that our passion, that our drive, our
Yes.
purpose is
Yes.
to help others.
Yes.
And we've gained this level of success through our experience.
Yes.
We didn't, 30 years ago, I didn't have this level of, wisdom and compassion. It's just
Mhm. Mhm.
developed, right?
Absolutely.
Through
Absolutely.
experience. Mm-hmm.
And true. And even I would say 5 years ago, the Carrie, if I met
Oh yeah.
Carrie 5 years ago, that was a different person than you are today.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
that's a whole point.
Right.
That's a whole
Mm-hmm.
point that we need to get better. And this is something I am really kind of proud of myself as well, that I have come such a long way. And at
You
one
should be.
point,
That's
if
great.
something just kind of hurts you, you might just go inward and just shut down and kind of maybe coil and cry. And then comes the
Correct.
time that you figured out that, okay, what happened? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't me. It's a projection of something. It's a behavior. It's a reaction. It's this. You start understanding.
That's right.
And once you start understanding, then you want to understand yourself more as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very
Yes.
powerful. Very
Yes.
enlightening. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And look at that, how it starts. Just habits.
That's it.
One of
That's
the
it.
most kind of basic thing, like one of the nursery rhymes, if you remember, uh, early to bed and early to rise makes
Makes the
man
man
healthy, wealthy,
healthy,
and
wealthy,
wise.
and wise. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Huh? Like, what were they
Mm-hmm.
trying to do? They were just trying to tell us
Yep.
what we should be doing in our life.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just about getting rich. It
No,
was telling us to have a good habit, because if you have this good habit, then it's going to lead you to that path where you will have success.
that's right. And
Yeah.
success means many things. It's not just about riches. Of course, we need
Oh,
money to
yes.
get by. It's just how our
Yeah.
society is laid out. It has to happen.
Yeah.
But there's more to success than that.
Yes.
Absolutely. And we gain that through our experience and wisdom and habits.
Yes. Yes. Like,
Mm-hmm.
personally speaking, I literally reached in my career where I was aiming to. I wanted to be at that level. I started getting that kind of those numbers in my salary. I was getting each and everything, but the problem was I was not working on myself to heal myself. What was bothering me, what was there, what was hurting me all along, because I was just, I'm not going to deal with this right now. I'll be just working on this.
Yeah.
But I didn't even tell myself that, okay, I will deal with this at that time
It was
when I
limiting.
have these tools,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very limiting. Excuse me while I
Yes.
let my dog out.
Yeah. So doing all that, having the habit of starting to work on yourself was something to
That's right.
start looking into it, because if you don't do that, no matter what you have, it won't give you that happiness or satisfaction.
You're right. Yes, so important.
Yes.
So
Yes.
important. Yeah.
Yes. So our live. We have almost last about 5-7 minutes. In this time,
Okay.
what is I would say the message from the author Carrie and the coach Carrie? And the reason I'm saying too is because I'm looking at the author Carrie as a person who is more towards mind and spirit, and the coach Carrie more towards who's making sure the body is on the right side. Am I right?
Well, and I understand your the separation, but I have a hard time with the separation of those identities. Now, as far as the some people see me as coach physical, what I strive for, and we have not different faces, because there is an authenticity to everything that I present and that I do. But there are different things that different people require from us. So my first intent, my primary intent, is to offer people what it is they're seeking. So if they're seeking from me only physical direction, then I give that. But I do feel that I'm really limiting what I could be sharing with them. So there is conversation about mind and spirit as well with those people that are just seeking, teach me how to squat, tell me how to build a program, these types of things.
Okay.
Because I don't believe that things can happen without the mind and the spirit as well.
Yes.
But my ultimate message as far as creating the new habits is quite simply be aware of who you are, be honest about your authentic self and take an inventory, come up with a wish list that supports that inventory that you've done on yourself, and then choose something that's powerful. So the things, I like to call it the feels, you know, those exciting goals that give you the feels, that make you excited and get a little, you know, bubbly in your tummy, that kind of thing. Giddy, exactly. So you choose that one and create a goal, but with detail. So your goal statement needs to include exactly what you're looking for, why you're looking for it, when you will have it, where will you be when you have it, and who is it for? It seems silly to think about who is it for, but we have to remind ourselves that the goal is for us. So all of these W's need to be answered for your very detailed goal statement, and then your action plan comes in. And it's as simple as, you know, get up 20 minutes earlier and do some cardio, or drink 4 extra glasses of water a day, or include more color on your plate at every meal, these types of things. And then assess as you go along, because these steps are interchangeable. So as you're going through your, absolutely, they need to be tweaked for sure, because when something isn't working after a period of time, you know, 7 to 21 days, then you recognize that you need to edit something, and you go back to, do I need to edit it because my action plan wasn't right, or was I not really being honest with myself when I was assessing my core values, and do I need to edit my goal so it better reflects who I am authentically? This is all just so cyclical and repetitive to create any new habit, right?
That's very true. I completely go with that. Any habit we have to repeat. And I go with that when we are repeating, like what I say is that if we have skipped, say one day you have missed whatever you're doing, you got to hold yourself accountable. You cannot just
but not to your detriment. Don't beat yourself up.
Not
get over it.
But you cannot just say that, you can't just blah for that. No, you missed something. Right. You got to tell yourself that now either like the really hard one will be to start it from the day one, or the same day you make sure that you have had that talk with yourself that if you do that missing part next time, what are you going to do about that? Like,
well, catch it sooner, maybe catch the error or the omission sooner. Aim to not err or omit. I mean, I didn't have time for a workout, so I did a half a workout. Okay, that's better than not.
No work. Exactly. Because what we do a lot of times is that, say, workout is the most easiest thing. If we are busy, that's the first thing that goes out of the day. Instead of having it, you know what? Let's just have it for the lesser time.
Change it.
Exactly. Exactly. The other day, I was just working in the kitchen doing stuff, and I just realized, oh, I'm trying to learn to do push-ups. And these days, I just try to push up on the counter.
Perfect. Great
Yeah.
start.
Yeah. So I have my goal is to reach to that 23 times, 3 sets.
Cool.
I have only
23.
reached to,
Interesting.
yes, to the first one to 23 yet. That's it. I haven't done the second one yet. I'm getting there now.
You will, of course,
Yeah.
through repetition.
Yeah. But I started doing it then. I was like, you know what? It's getting cooked right now. I'm going to start my push-ups. So I started doing my push-ups right there.
Why not? Why
Yeah.
not? Yeah.
Yes. So this is something we just need to go with it and just make sure that we hold ourselves accountable and work on it.
That's right. Yeah. Or
Yeah.
find somebody that helps you. Find someone that will direct you and hold you accountable. Get a workout partner if you need that.
Absolutely.
Engage with somebody in your family,
Yes.
or seek direction. If it's not working for you, then you seek direction from somebody that can guide you or hold you accountable yourself.
Yes. And I think asking somebody in the family is a good thing, but asking a professional will be much better because they will guide you properly.
And they will be potentially, ideally, when you hire an appropriate professional, more reliable than, maybe your husband or your wife or your son or your daughter who decides, I don't feel like it today, Mom.
Yes.
And then you just go, okay, we're not working out.
Yeah.
Whereas
And
a
that kind of
professional
really
won't tell you it's okay.
Yes. And with a professional, if by chance you are missing that thought, they will actually motivate you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. It was a really nice conversation with you, Carrie, and I am actually looking forward to have many more with you.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's do this.
Yes.
I'll just learn about how this Facebook Live thing works and build my tech knowledge, and we'll go from there.
All righty. Yes. And I'm going to have this live posted over here as well. Okay. And after that, we'll share. And if you have any questions, how to share on your side, let me know.
I will, because I do have questions. So I will be in touch. Happy. Thank you.
All righty. All righty.
All right.
Thank you so much, Carrie. I am really happy that you were able to join us and you have kind of spoke to our audience today about habits, about how to start, and in a very simple language, very simple words.
I enjoy that. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.